Hi everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I'm doing a very quick update of my sort of work EDC. Now I am not covering things like tech gear that I carry. This is really just like pens and paper. This is what I'm carrying at the moment, but it gives you a fair idea of the sort of things that I carry in this form sort of on a daily basis. So let's start with the Gailen leather folio. So here we have the Gailen leather A5 zippered folio. This is a really interesting product, a nice product that I'm going to be reviewing in the next little while. Got a good sort of strong zip on it. And this is what I carry. So this lives in my backpack. This is what I take my work notes on. So I have a Rhodia just lined 80-gram paper pad here, which I then, at the end of the day, remove the pages I've used. If I need to keep them, I file them in a binder. If I don't, then they can be recycled. But it's it's good quality paper. It handles fountain pens really well, and at this size, it's sort of very handy, sort of in this folio. I also carry a little sketchbook because I've been sort of doing a little bit of sketching recently. If I can find scenes from Melbourne and some fountain pens and things like that. Just for relaxation, it's nice to sort of do a bit of sketching. I sometimes carry a few extra sort of letters or whatever sort of in the pouch here, which is really good. This case does come with a little extra pen pouch bit here, but I find that it's just a little bit tight with it, depending on what I'm carrying, and the two pens in here really do sort of suffice. So I carry a Platinum Preppy, just the black one in the extra fine. I find that to be a really great pen for sketching because it's so fine that you're not laying down sort of too much ink. And then at the moment I've got the Estabrook SD, the recent iteration of the company's fountain pen, and this is in a medium nib. It's got the sort of a Yovo medium nib on it. At the moment that's inked with Birmingham Pen Company Cathedral of Learning Panther Blue, and I love that ink. It's really great, looks great on this paper as well. So that's what lives in the Gailen leather folio at the moment that I carry sort of in my backpack. So that's really for note taking, and it saves me having to carry around a whole lot of notebooks for different projects and things like that. That will be included in the how I plan video that I'm updating in the next little while. Let's move on to the Traveller's Notebook. So here we have my Traveller's Notebook. Just the standard brown leather. This has been used for a couple of years now and it's starting to show some signs, which I love. I put a little metal clip on the top here, which I can stick sort of notes and stuff in on the back here. This came with my Endless notebook, but I found it so handy that I actually transported it over to the Traveller's Notebook. So I have two inserts only at the moment, because this is my diary, my planner. The two inserts actually is all I need with the current system that I'm using. I have the Traveller's Notebook Company weekly memo book, which sort of, if I open up to a sort of a page a little bit down the line, you can see what it does is it splits the week down the left hand page, and then on the right hand page you just get sort of grid page. So what I'm doing is I'm listing appointments and such down one side, all my rehearsals and things like that, where my daughter's going to be, all those sorts of things. And down here, because you can see there's these sort of extra ruled lines that line up with the days of the week. So at the top of the page I make general notes of what I need to do through the week, so dot points like bullet journaling, and then in this gap I've managed to fit 2 columns of tasks I need to do on a specific day, which means I can also plan out those tasks sort of across future weeks if they're things that need to be done at specific times. So it might be go to the post office, get milk, that sort of stuff, and then the longer term projects appear in another book. So that's the Traveller's Notebook weekly, and then I get just a standard Traveller's Notebook. And I keep the pages marked with bulldog clips, which I find really handy. Then I've got just a standard grid book here, which allows me to take notes and sort of do more on the spot writing, that sort of stuff, things that come to mind as I'm going. And then what I've been doing, I won't show because it's got some personal information, but each month I set up a monthly spread in here, and I mark it with the bulldog clippers to where we are. So currently we're in the November one, although I'm not sure when this video will be put up. So what I do is I draw a little calendar of the month where I can mark days where I'm sort of away, or whatever, just single like grid calendar. Then I do my social media planning. So like I set up calendar, social media planning, where I can have a tick list for what I need to achieve for each of those videos or posts or whatever. And then down this side, sorry about the camera, down the right side, I do my to-do list. Now this is in a way is the master list for my planning. So this is what I refer back to almost every day to see things that I can achieve, things that need to be done. I mark them as priorities or music or all those sorts of things in my sort of bullet journaling style of index. And I can then I can tick them off as they're done. So some of these are sort of longer term projects or multifaceted projects. So I can put, like, for instance, December concert, hire venue, book pianist, rehearsal space, those sorts of things. And I can check them off as I go, and they can be listed under specific projects on this page. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be exhaustive of everything, but it's a nice way to see what I need to do over the month. And yeah, it works for me. It keeps me sort of not sort of locked into having sort of just a running to-do list that just keeps getting longer and longer, so I can have a monthly list and then transfer it day to day as I go. So that's my Traveler's Notebook here, which I find to be the best format for me. It's a good size, and a nice sort of easy sort of thing to store in your bags. It's nicely in satchels, all those sorts of things, and it's a beautiful piece of leather, so quite happy with that. Next, let's look at the pens I carry. So one thing I tried to do recently was cut down the amount of fountain pens I had inked and pens that I had on me. I wasn't using them enough. I was just sort of using it sort of spoilt for choice was actually a problem. So I now only take 2 pens with me wherever I go, or 3 if you count the Platinum Preppy. But I carry, I have pens inked at home, of course, but what's actually on me is the one that's in the Gailen leather case that I showed you just before, and then one that is in this. Now this is just a very cheap eBay pen sleeve. This costs $3 Australian. I just liked it because I like the colour, but I also really like how it's sort of aging, if you will. I like the purple thread. It protects the pen, and what I carry in here is a Lamy 2000, and I have this inked with Diamine Oxford Blue all the time. In fact, let's do a quick writing sample with that ink. So I've grabbed some Clairefontaine paper, and I thought I'd just do a very quick writing sample with my Lamy 2000 just so you can see what I have it inked with as my everyday ink. So this is my Lamy 2000, and I have it with, it's got a gold medium nib, and the ink is Diamine Oxford Blue. A really lovely sort of everyday writing ink. It's not a blue black, it's a dark blue, but it's almost dark enough to be a blue black, but it's certainly dark enough for professional use. It's got nice shading, a little bit of sheen in the right paper, and just really, really nice. So I'm really, really happy with this pen and ink combination as my sort of everyday writing combination. And as I said, I just keep it in my pocket in a little sleeve, and safe, it's always there, it's ready to go. Then I have the Gailen leather student pen case. I've just done a review of this, so check it out. Nice little simple, elegant little pen case. Allows me to carry the basics that I need. A Faber-Castell sharpener, eraser, that needs an upgrade. Like a standard wood case pencil, which is, this case is the Caran d'Ache Swiss wood, which is just such a beautiful pencil and smells amazing. I carry a Pure Malt multi-pen, which has a red and a black, and then a mechanical pencil, which I have a 4B 0.5 lead in there, which really well suits my needs, nice and soft and dark enough on the page. A Faber-Castell text liner highlighter. I'm always using yellow highlighters. And then carry, of course, the Apple Pencil for my iPad, which is where I have a lot of my music. A Pilot Friction, so I can mark music that is original music, like original, not just photocopies and things like that, and erase it if I need to with that friction, which is actually really handy. And then just a standard ruler. So nothing particularly fancy, but enough to sort of get by and do sort of everyday stuff. And in this nice sort of slim, robust pen case, or pencil case, which is also just a little bit different, which I quite like. Everything sort of stays nice and secure and safe, and you know, I don't have to worry about it. It's always there. Once again, this also lives in my backpack, and it's great. So there we have my sort of everyday carry for pens and paper for work. Nothing elaborate, nothing particularly fancy, but good products, well-made stuff, and like really robust and practical, which I think is such a big plus for these products. Practicality, and you know, affordability. These are, you know, not hugely expensive products. They're replaceable. They're available widely, and for me that is the key. I think if you're going to carry stuff on you, you have to be prepared to lose it. There's a reason why some of my fountain pens stay at home, and I use them and I enjoy them there, but I don't take them to rehearsal rooms. I don't take them in the car. You know, they just stay at home and I enjoy them at home. But the pens that I do carry, and the books and the, you know, the notebooks and things like that. Oh, there is one other thing I sometimes carry. Well, actually it's two, but they're never at the same time. So a notebook, of course, like a standard everyday notebook. So one I carry is the Baron Fig Confidant. This is just a standard sort of just smaller than A5 notebook. Paper is really nice. For fountain pens, a bit toothy, which is my favorite. I have it in the dot grid. It gives me freedom to do what I want with it. This is nice for sort of you know, meetings and stuff. It's quite presentable. I don't generally take a whole lot of notes, and this is a lot of, for me, really, this is actually more about sort of playing with fountain pens. I love, you know, sort of the way inks look on this paper, and I love the way it feels. So I will generally sort of doodle or do you know, some of my social media stuff in this notebook. It's a really, really great notebook. I love the accent of the yellow ribbon. People complain the ribbon's not long enough, but I'm fine with that. So yeah, a notebook like this, or another one I carry is the My Goals Notes. So this is just another standard A5 notebook. This is a true A5. As if I put the Confidant alongside there, you can see the size difference between the two. This is a standard A5, and line paper. It's actually an agenda book, so you can write meeting notes and things like that. But for me, this is actually a production notebook, and I have several depending on the production I'm doing. So at the moment, one of the big projects I'm doing is dedicated to this notebook. It comes to rehearsals with me. It goes to coachings and meetings regarding it. You know, discussions with my agent, things like that, all get listed in here, so that all the information I need for a production that I'm doing, all the staging notes, everything, all that I need for a production is in this book. It's all dated, it's all catalogued and indexed. I can find everything in a split second. I'm not going to open up because it is information that is, you know, pertinent to a particular project, but the paper is pretty decent quality. In fact, there is a, I haven't done it in this one, I've done it in my other My Goals notes book. Actually, My Goals is a great company, check them out. I'm going to be doing a lovely review of their planner, their Goal Digger planner. It's a really great book. But yeah, so this is something that I will carry a lot for work, and specific to projects, as I said. But as my standard carry for everyday use, this is what we have. The Gailen leather A5 zippered folio, traveler's notebook, a single pen carry with the Lamy 2000 inked with diamine oxide blue, and then a standard sort of pencil case, which, you know, covers the needs for everything that I need for my daily life. As I said, not all the tech stuff I carry charger brick and a laptop and an iPad and chargers and all of those sorts of things. You know, I carry basic sort of medical supplies, paracetamol. As a diabetic, I carry glucose and insulin and all those sorts of things. So I carry a multitude of stuff, but in terms of like the work carry and the things that, you know, I like to show on this channel, paper, pens, ink, this is it. So I hope you found this video interesting and useful, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at @the_offstage_me, or you can contact me on any of my videos here or drop me an email, which is also listed down below. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, get in touch. Or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing a product for review, get in touch and let's see what we can do. If you have interesting ways of carrying your stuff and stuff, interesting things that you use as a daily basis along these sorts of lines, drop it in the comments below. I'm sure the community would love to hear and see, and let's keep talking about this stuff. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy your paper, and I'll talk to you later.